Hooray.
Nice.
Yo.
Yo,
How y'all doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Tired. Jump from therapy to a stream to here. And I
Okay.
don't know if I'm gonna do grocery shopping after or if I'm just gonna like fall asleep.
That would be some late night grocery shopping.
Well, I meant to do it early today. Like I'm out of like cereal and milk and stuff like that. So
Best
kind
time
of
to
a
go
done.
is at
staples.
night.
Did you say you're gonna go grocery shopping at Staples?
No, I'm out of the staples.
Oh, okay. Because I was like, damn, they changed things since I was there.
Staples making some big steps, man.
Yeah, it's like, hey, economy's dipping. We got to diversify. Let's get some produce in here. Anyway, Paul, what's up with you?
I think I might be getting sick. I can't tell. Started feeling a
Nice.
little bad today. So we'll see how that goes. That should be
Was it one of those
interesting.
ones where you like wake up and you swallow and it hurts a little bit and you're like, oh shit.
No, it didn't hurt, but I've been clearing my throat all day. So it could
Mm,
be weather change. It could just be like something little, or it could be the start. So not sure yet.
okay,
I'll know more tomorrow.
right on. Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. But John, it's been like 2 weeks. Anything cool going on over there?
Nah, I've had a house myself for 2 weeks. So I've basically just
Nice.
been vibing. The most
Okay.
interesting thing I did this past 2 weeks is I went bowling.
Nice.
Oh yeah. How much is bowling up there?
It was for two of us for one game for 10 pin. It was like $20.
Okay, yeah. So
But
I
that's what
feel
shoe
like
rentals
that's
too.
yeah. Okay, so that's what I like remembered bowling being down here. It's like
Oh
$75.
my God. What?
What?
Like it's in like an insane number. It's not just like a this is expensive. It's like this isn't crazy. Like I remember looking it up maybe like a year or two ago. Like, hey, we haven't gone bowling forever. Let's go bowling, and it was this insane price. And then I just tried again like last week and at a different place for 1 hour. You get 1 hour with a lane. $75. You can have up to 6 people. So I guess if you have 6 people,
Oh,
it's
If you have
it's
six
like
people for
okay.
75, that makes way more sense because that's less than 20 per
yeah. So
person.
you're
Way
renting
There
the
was
less.
whole
2 of
lane and
us.
they don't really care how many people you have up to 6. I see.
I also have no idea if that included shoe rentals or not. I don't know.
Hmm.
Um, but there was 2 of us. There's no
Right.
way. That's over 30. I mean,
Yeah.
an hour. I don't even know how many games that is. I don't bowl enough to know like how long it takes me. Maybe that's
I
only 2 games.
It'll
Maybe.
depend on how many people you have there too. Because like me
Yeah.
and Mike, we knocked out like a full frame in like 20 minutes, maybe, probably less.
Okay.
So that again, that's just two of us. So
All right.
Yeah. Hmm.
Also, have done very little 10-pin bowling with like the actual bowling ball size. Like I grew up doing the tiny ones,
The
five
small
pin.
one. Yeah.
same here. I love 5 pin so much, but like I can't find
Mhm.
a place for it in town.
Yeah, and I don't even know if the one near like my local one, if that's even still open or not. I have no idea. But I think I've normal bowled maybe once in my life. Maybe twice. I think about it. What's your
Like how it's
preference, Paul?
normal bowling.
Yeah.
Um, my preference is probably 10, but I did
Okay.
more of the other because in Airdrie that's what we had is only 5
Okay.
pin.
Same back home. The nearest bowling alley only had like 5 or 6 5 pin lanes. That was it.
It was great though. We ride our bikes there, just kind of pull our money together, get a lane, spend all day just like eating nachos or playing at the arcade and bowling.
The
Good
arcade,
time.
yeah. That's kind of what I remember mostly about the bowling alleys is they always had like a sick arcade.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know where in Calgary it was, but there was this one bowling lane that like my after school daycare would take, like the summer camp kind of care would take us to often.
Hmm.
And that's where I first encountered DDR, and I played a lot of DDR
Sure.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I wish I could go bowl. Everywhere around here, it's crazy expensive and it's stupid.
Yeah, that sucks.
Yep.
Clearly, it's time to get one of those little lawn bowling setups, or get like the little like plastic ones you get from like Toys R Us.
Or I just need a
Set it
skee
up in the
ball
hallway.
machine. This is not the first time I've said that on this show.
True.
Do you want a skee ball machine in your house?
If I had the space,
Mm.
Mm.
sure. Like in this apartment, there's absolutely no way I could fit a skee ball machine, but skee ball rocks.
Pretty fun. Yep. True.
I feel like you get tired of it so fast, though. Is the only thing.
I don't think so. Well, I mean, I grew up with like a ping pong table and an air hockey table at my dad's place.
Hmm.
A pool table would be cool. I like playing pool. I'm not very good at it, but I like playing it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, John, you have the pinball. That's like the size of a skee ball.
I do, but I don't. No, the skee ball's way bigger, dude. What are you talking about?
It's maybe a little longer. I don't know if it's that much
Skee
bigger.
ball is definitely longer and has about the exact same height, if not a bit more.
Okay.
But like, I mean, like, I barely use the pinball table primarily because it keeps scaring the cat, so I can't use it when he's down here, and this is the room he spends the most time in. So,
okay.
so I maybe get like a game in every couple of weeks, or just like a little bit, like when he's just running around outside.
Okay. For both of you, what's your like pie in the sky? I don't even know how to categorize these, like carnival games, maybe, if you could have one.
If we're talking pure carnival games,
Well, does skee ball fall into carnival games?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, then yeah, that's what I just don't want you to say like an arcade game, basically.
Yeah.
yeah, okay, then I would probably say skee ball as well.
Yeah, like
You
Or
can have
maybe-
anything. You could even have like the water shoot the target.
That was going to be my
Yeah,
next
anything.
pick. It was going to be the water balloon thing, or it was going to be the just hucking balls at those clown dolls.
So
Oh, yeah.
the place I went to this weekend for the they had the bowling alley. They also had a small arcade, and they had the hucking the ball at the clown, and they're like the fuzzy clown things. They had that there. You could win tickets and stuff. Paul, what about you?
Could I just have like a bowling lane? I do like bowling quite a bit.
Guess. I don't know. Do you see bowling at carnivals? Like, are you gonna win
I don't
tickets
know.
or a stuffy?
I don't know, but like I would prefer that over skee ball. Skee ball would be the second place.
Okay,
Probably.
skee ball's up there. Yeah, I do think getting the water one that like makes like the horse jockey go across, like you're racing them. If you
Be
could get
pretty
like
fun.
a 4-player one of those and then bring some friends over.
That'd be pretty fun. True.
How
Yeah.
about? Okay, I want you guys to. I'm gonna give you a couple, and I want you to rank them on like 1 to 10. 10 being this would be awesome. 1 would being I don't want that. You'd have to pay me to do it.
Okay.
You get so it's the basketball hoop that you know is shaped like an oval, so that you can't get the ball in and win.
One, like, why would I frustrate myself? Fuck that thing.
I'm just giving you ones that
Learn how
are
to
at
rig it in your
carnivals.
favor.
Ring toss. It has all like the Coke bottles.
I mean, you could do that. That's an easy one to set up.
I don't know if it's an easy one to set up, but
It's gonna be take a lot of Coke bottles.
If I didn't have to
Gotta
set
rank
it
it.
up, let's 5. I don't know. Like, I'd be okay. I'd be ambivalent towards it. But if I had to set it up like a -1, I don't want to set up bottles and like
Okay.
grab the rings after.
This is a magical hypothetical. It just kind of appears where you need it to. You have the space.
Uh-huh.
John, rank it.
The ring toss one. Which one? The ring toss one?
Yeah, ring toss. Yeah.
Probably like a 4,
Yeah.
4 or 5.
Okay. I'm just running out of carnival games here.
Guess your weight.
Okay, this one, there's a bar namery that has it. The like punch one where it gives you points and tells you how like
Ooh.
much of a man you
Those
are.
are fun. Those are fun.
8 or 9. I'd love one of those. Yeah, that'd be cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
John?
Yeah, I'd probably say 7 or 8. I have definitely hurt my wrist punching one of those. That's because
Yeah.
I definitely like put it in the wrong angle and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yep. This one was at the little barcade I was at. It's a basketball game, but it's a 2-person one, and you're basically playing Connect 4.
Okay.
Oh yeah, no, that one's fun, but that is gigantic.
Yep.
Yeah.
A lot of these are gigantic.
I don't know,
So.
6 or 7.
6. Okay.
Yeah.
That one I would probably put a 7. Yeah.
Okay. Last one. The hammer. Try to hit the bell when you hit it down.
7.
That one's like an 8.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I like
Okay,
that one.
Cool. All right. Well, with that, top down perspective. That's the name of this podcast, as you figured out. It's November 14th, and I'm Sean Booker.
Paul Fleck.
I'm John Wheeler.
Paul didn't write anything down, so John, what have you been playing?
Well, I just did a sponsored segment for Dragon Quest 3 HD-2D Remake.
Nice. How is it?
That is a JRPG. That is a JRPG.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah. So like I like Dragon Quest. It's a good series. So if you want a solid JRPG, you go with it. But
Mhm.
as you play it, you're like, oh, this definitely was an NES game at one point because it feels a little simplistic at points.
Mm.
But like they added some nice stuff to it. So Dragon Quest 3, you could pick your classes and stuff like that. So they brought all those back, different aesthetics for each character, male and female, different looks. They added a new class, which is basically a blue mage, where you can like capture monsters easier, and like there's like a monster dungeon you can do to like unlock a bunch of prizes and stuff. There's mini medals you can find to unlock stuff.
Okay.
Uh, it plays really solid. I enjoyed it. Like if you just want a solid JRPG, it is highly recommendable. And I think it's about 30-ish hours to fully complete. So like
Hmm.
it's
Okay.
not
So
super
so it's
long.
short. Like it's a super short JRPG.
Yeah.
Remember this is an NES game we're talking about. So
This has the Octopath Traveler art style, the 2D,
yes,
3D.
it's the HD-2D. Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
No, I recommend it. It's real good. I have heard it's full price, so again, your mileage may vary, but like if you just want a solid JRPG, it's good. It's just funny that this came out like a week after like Mario and Luigi, so like most of my audience, which is Nintendo folks, like I'm busy playing this, but that looks cool too.
A
Sure.
lot of RPGs out this year because
Yeah,
Yeah.
Metaphor, which
Metaphor.
a lot of people are playing. Final Fantasy, a lot of
Yep,
people playing Dragon Age,
yep.
which was also like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. A lot of them. John, you didn't end up checking out that Ninja Turtles thing, huh? That came out
Which Ninja
recently.
Turtle thing?
I can't remember the name of it right now. The roguelite-ish one that came
The
out
one
like
that's
a
on
week ago.
Steam, or is there another one that came out on like?
Yeah.
This is the thing. There's there's a roguelike one that came out months ago on Switch, which only just came out on Steam.
Oh, okay. Maybe that's it then. Did you check it
And
out
I
on
don't.
Switch?
I did, yes.
Is it worth getting?
It's fun. It actually is fun.
Okay. Okay. That was basically my question.
Yeah. No crossplay, so keep that in mind.
Oh.
I don't think it even had online play, so I think it needs specifically the Steam one might, but I don't think the Switch one did. I'm blanking on if it actually does.
Well, Steam at least will have that remote play thing.
Yeah, remote play.
Yeah.
So I would recommend that. But yeah, if
Okay.
it's Splintered Fate or whatever it's
Yes,
called,
that's
then
it.
yeah, that is the one that came out like months ago on Switch.
Gotcha. Okay, so it's worth maybe checking out. Maybe on a sale or something. I'll check it out.
Yeah, I mean, let me check it right now. I think it's it's 10% off right now. It's $35.
Yeah. I think
I was
that's
gonna say Black
Um,
Friday's coming up. There's a good chance I might get
Exactly.
a
It does say online co-op, so it does have online co-op.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. Cool.
You said it's a roguelike. Is it still just a beat 'em up though?
It's a Marvel Ultimate Alliance.
Yeah.
It's a Diablo. It's
Oh,
a
okay.
top-down action game with commands and stuff.
Right. Yeah.
I don't think I even heard about this game coming out.
It was in a Nintendo Direct like 5 months ago, and before that it was on Apple Arcade.
Oh,
okay.
interesting. So it has.
So this is
it's made
actually,
its
in the
rounds.
grand scheme of things, it's a decently old game. But yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. Cool. Yeah, I was just curious.
No, I enjoyed my time with it. Apparently, like it's fairly short. I think my audience said it was only like 3 or 4 like worlds or biomes, whatever you want to call them. But like I got walled on a boss, and they ended up resetting my run. So
Gotcha.
Hey, did anyone here pick up that Tetris?
Not yet.
Forever?
no, I didn't realize it was out.
I think it came out today.
Oh, that'd be why.
Today or yesterday.
It
That's
definitely-
another one of the
Bunch of stuff
digital.
came out. Lego Horizon.
Yep.
Yeah, I've been playing a little bit of that. But the Tetris Forever is it's a digital clip joint, so it has all the documentary footage and stuff. I really want to check that one out.
Yeah, I'm interested in that.
That's
Is
I've
that
been
all you
playing.
played, John?
Yeah, I've mainly been watching TV this time around.
Oh,
Nice.
anything you want to shout out?
I watched G Gundam, so Mobile Fighter G Gundam, and I watched Kamen Rider Geats. I finished both of those
Okay.
within the past couple weeks, and they're both really fun, actiony, over the top shows. They're great.
Nice. Cool.
Cool. All right, Paul, did you want to talk about any games?
No, I just been playing a mobile game called Wizardry Variant Daphne. It's great. It's very good. It's for our audience, because I keep getting told this. It's oh my god, what the fuck is that game series now? The one that I've been. It's a first-person dungeon crawler. It's the one that everybody always talks about.
First person dungeon crawler?
Yeah, first-person dungeon crawler. Quickly get a list.
Modern game, older game?
Etrian Odyssey. It's one of those.
Oh, Etrian Odyssey. Okay.
Yeah, it's one of those. But it is a gacha game, which is scary for a lot of people, I know. But also, there's only like a few different classes or whatever, and I think I got, from what online people are saying, are like 6 of the best characters you can get anyway, like because there's so few of them. So I've just been having fun with it. It's just a good dungeon crawler that I would recommend to people wanting one of those. It's free. Kind of weird where they've gone with wizardry, because that's kind of a classic name, and now it's a weird gacha thing with anime bullshit in it. But yeah, that's kind of the way everything goes, I guess.
Gotta bring in the money somehow.
That's right.
Speaking of weird anime free-to-play games, the previews for that Infinity Nikki game
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
comes out next month dropped. Apparently, it's like incredible.
Yeah,
Like, don't skip on it. Like,
I've
all
heard
the
this
previews
from
are
a
like, no
lot
one's
of
talking
people.
about this, but it might be one of the biggest things ever.
Yeah. I'm curious. But I don't
like
know
One
I've
of
what to think.
the
heard this, but
like
not seen
Breath
it.
of the Wild, Breath of the Wild developers is on it for some of the world design and stuff. Like,
Goddess of Victory, Nikkei, is that the one?
No, Nikki, Nikki.
Oh.
Infinity
is that like
Nikki is
December
what it's
9th?
called.
Which is good because I just got the PlayStation 5 Pro, so now I can run it amazingly.
Because it's part of like a series of Nikki games or something, right? That are like,
Oh god, that's loud.
oh,
Yeah, it is part of a series.
big
But from
in
what I
Asia.
understand, like the preview I was reading, which over on I think it was Digital Trends, was saying like it has so many like pre-registers that even for that series, this is going to be a big one.
31
31.5 million pre-regis
That's
currently, according to
crazy.
the website.
Wow.
Yeah. Like I said, the previews were like, this is going to be a big deal, guys. Like, you need to start paying attention to this game.
The coziest open world game is what the website says. I can't even tell what the gameplay is watching this.
Yeah, we saw it in a like a PlayStation Direct or whatever those are, State of Play.
Yeah.
And it was like, what is happening here? Because it just kind of seemed like everything the game, like, I don't even know. I'll check it out. Like, why not?
Yeah, no, for sure. But I would like to see maybe like a bunch of gameplay just to kind of know what I'm getting into.
All right, I'll talk about a few things I've been playing this week. Let's start with Overwatch. I guess this is also a little bit of news here. They announced and released a limited time event called Overwatch Classic.
This is what got me to reinstall it just now. It just finished.
This is pretty incredible. So it's literally launch Overwatch. They took out all the new characters and skins and such. It is just like how the game launched. So that old game mode where you would like have to capture one point and then move on to the next one, that it was removed for whatever reason. That's back. If you're playing Symmetra, you can put up 6 turrets now. There's also no longer like role queues, so you can have just like 6 bastions.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
It's literally like how it launched, which is it's kind of. So I've been going through kind of like an existential crisis with this because like I gave that game of the year. I played hundreds of hours of this exact mode.
Yeah.
Like this. I got so deep into Overwatch when it launched. It's terrible. It is. It's balanced so terribly. I've lost almost every single match because I'm fighting 6 Widowmakers and I can barely leave the spawn point.
Hell yeah. This is the Overwatch I want to play and go back to.
It's kind of crazy because it's like, this is fundamentally flawed. I am just nonstop only playing this. Like, let's go again. I don't care if there's 3 bastions I'm fighting and I can't get a word in, or the Torbjorns. There's so many it shows why they needed to patch things. It shows why that game mode is gone, how useless some of these old powers were. Like, you get a great understanding of like how much Overwatch 2 and Overwatch before it kind of converted over, like, changed to make things better. And it's crazy. Like, it also won Game of the Year at like Game Awards that year. Like, it's crazy to think we all had brainworms back then where we were like, this is fantastic. And you're playing it now and you're like, this is kind of dog shit. This plays terribly. But
counterpoint, I don't want competitiveness.
So utterly nostalgic.
So I like this weird bullshit. This is better than what it's become. So that's my counterpoint, is that I stopped playing when they started balancing. Because who gives a fuck about competitive?
I mean, hey, like, you should definitely try it. And again, I am having fun. Like, I keep playing it, but you're going to just go up against some game mode types where you're like, There's literally nothing I can do because it's 6 Widowmakers. I can't do
That's
anything
great.
against this.
Yeah.
Or the fact it's like nobody on your team is going to play healer.
Yeah,
Ever.
that I could see because that's the way it was back then. Nobody ever
That's
wanted
the
to
thing.
play
It's
healer.
like, there's a reason why Overwatch 2 now, even when there's role queues, they give you 50 extra like battle pass points if you say I'll play healer if I have to. And sorry, not 50, 500. Like
Yeah,
they will
that makes more
incentivize
sense.
you to play healer. Yeah, it's kind of crazy, but it's also just like so cool to just be. It's just like looking at a glimpse of like what was that 8 years ago? When did that come out? 2016, I think.
Somewhere around there.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
It's cool. Like I'm having fun, and it's just a cool experience. But again, I don't know if I don't know if I can recommend it as a good game. If you have this nostalgia like I do, you should
Yeah.
absolutely jump in there because I think it's only here for like 2 weeks.
Right.
2016 they're saying. Yeah, so I had that right. And it's cool just seeing like the old maps and game modes that are completely gone and stuff like that. Yeah, it's really interesting. So I've been pretty excited this week.
Nice.
But like I said, I've literally lost 99% of my games because sometimes you're just on a team and you're like, I want to play soldier, but the other 5 people on my team are all playing Reinhardt, and it's like, well, I guess I'm playing Reinhardt because that's
Yeah.
the vibe in this map.
Totally. Yep.
And then it's just stupid because they're all just saying the same voice line over and over again.
Yep. Hell yeah.
And it's stuff like, oh yeah, Mercy used to be able to like revive their entire team. I totally forgot about that. And then it happens and it's like, this sucks. Like we spent so long killing all these widows and they're all just back. Like I guess I'll just go fuck myself now.
Oh god, I missed that so much. I loved being
So
that
Sure, y'all don't
Mercy.
have Stockholm syndrome or something.
I
Man,
loved
I played
playing that
Overwatch 2
Mercy.
and I'm just like, nah, I'm good.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's kind of what I'm assuming it feels like is like there's just this nostalgia there, right? Like, yeah, it's a trip. Excuse me. All right, let's talk about some newer games. I've been doing a bit of a catch up on the 2024 releases. I want to start talking about Neva.
Oh,
this
yes,
is-
I've been curious about this one.
So this is from the studio that did Grease.
Mhm.
If you it plays very similar. Grease was just like a very light puzzle platformer that was gorgeous. Neva might be the prettiest game I have ever seen.
Okay. It definitely
Tall
seems
order.
looked like it. Yeah.
Like to the point, my computer background is now a slideshow of Neva screenshots.
Oh, wow.
That's pretty
okay.
good.
My
Pretty
computer
good.
background for the last decade has been a black screen.
What?
And I had to do
Wait,
something. I had to change
What?
that.
A black screen? You've never put
He
anything
has
as your
no
background?
soul, Paul. Did you
I
not know
just-
this?
Who looks at the desktop? I put Windows
Me!
in front of it.
All the fucking time! What do you mean? I'm looking at the one right now!
Put a window on top of it.
I have windows everywhere, except now I can see this building.
How many
as well.
monitors do you have, Sean? Maybe that's the better question because I have 2 and I definitely have a background.
I have 2. I now have a background. It's Neva screenshots, and they change once
Yeah.
a day.
But how long have you had that computer otherwise?
It's always been 2 monitors. I've had 2 monitors for like
Yes. How long have you had a computer that has not had a background? This is my question.
my whole life until last week.
It's just interesting. That's all.
Yeah,
I'm learning a lot.
I'm trying to. That's what I'm saying. This game is that pretty. Like holy
It
shit!
broke your black heart open.
It was this week I went through a lot of emotions when it came to gaming. But okay, so Neva, again, it is a very light puzzle platformer. They put combat in it this time that feels pretty good. You get a double jump and an air dash, so that's nice. There's not really that many puzzles. It's pretty easy to find out. To figure out. It's like 3 hours. It's extremely finishable. I cannot recommend this game enough. It is just so cool seeing all the environments, and it's set up in kind of like chapters, and they're all different seasons. So they run the whole gambit of every color imaginable, and like it just looks, and it's the story is extremely cute. Big shout out to Winter. There's this mirror stage.
No, in fact, no. No big shout out to Winter.
The mirror stage is so cool. I had such a fun time with that one. It's a great game that really does not overstay its welcome. It comes in, it introduces like a mechanic. it beautifully shows off that mechanic in the environment, and then you move on to like the next season. Like I said, it's like 3 hours. I really recommend it. It's like I said, it's the prettiest game I have ever seen.
That's wild.
Nice.
Sounds good.
I've also been playing the Plucky Squire.
Yeah, I
Which
played this.
So what did you think?
I don't like it. I think it's boring. I think it's cool mechanically, cool gimmicks, but it's just boring. Like I couldn't play more than 2 hours.
Yeah, so I'm I think about 60% of the way in, so I think I'm around 5-ish hours. Sorry. I'm with you. I also think it's boring, and I think it's mainly an issue with pacing. Is this
Yeah.
game talks to you
Yeah.
a lot, and I play visual novels. I'm okay with that, but it's the scenario of like, hey, we need to go get this thing done, and then you'll take a couple steps, and they're like, okay, let's pause for a second, talk, because I think the thing we need to get done is over there, and then you're like, all right, I kind of figured it's like a hallway, so then you go over there, you get the thing done, and then they pause and they go, hey, good job, you just got the thing done. Now let's bring the key over to that thing, and it's like, yeah, it's a hallway, like.
Yeah.
There wasn't anything else I could do with the key. So you walk the key over and you unlock the door, and then they stop you again and they're like, great job opening up the door, man, with the key. Let's go on to the next page. And then it's that every single page.
It's
like for some reason
it's a lot of it.
every 10 seconds they just need to kind of stop and like talk about the situation and like remind you where you need to go. It makes me think it's also really easy. Like
It's
when
aimed at a
combat
young
is-
really
audience
easy.
because it really sounds like you're describing something game for a young audience.
That's how I'm kind of feeling is like, is this
I think it's
designed
too
for,
dumbed
like,
down even for kids though. Like it's really boring.
like it's like, was this targeted at like the youngest possible kid?
Right, yeah. And
Like who has not played a game before, because it is hand holding you the entire way, and it's like, okay, come on guys, like I know what are we doing here? And I'm not, and there's two modes. You can play story mode or adventure mode.
Yeah.
Story you would think would be even more hand holdy because you're telling the game, I don't want to engage in the mechanics. I
Right.
just want to talk and read. And I'm not playing that mode. I'm playing the adventure mode, and it will not stop talking and slowing me down. And it's literally, it's just a pacing thing where it's like, I want to play your game, but you keep pausing. You keep literally forcing me to stop playing the game for a second or two and talk to me. That's not to say the story's bad. I'm totally fine with
the
the story,
writing's
and I
even
do-
okay too. Like the stuff they're saying is fine, but
It's fine. I think it's even funny. Like there's some
Sometimes,
fun.
yeah.
Like it has some cool mechanics. Like a lot of it is they kind of throw in these mini game bosses, and other than this one bug one that you have to use, like it's like a shooting kind of thing that just did not work for some reason. But to the game's credit, you can just pause it and select skip mini game, and it'll just be like, good job, you beat it, move on. And I did. That was awesome because I was like, I don't
Yeah.
want to play this boss anymore. It sucks. Other than that, like it's fun. There's a fun like Punch Out clone pretty early on.
good presentation
cool
all
ideas.
around. Like for a lot of this stuff, it just feels like maybe they weren't confident in just like letting the player do things or something. It's weird. There's
I
nothing
kept
like
wondering, like,
bad.
is this like focus tested into the ground? But it's got to be a small team. This is
Yeah.
a pretty small game. I know it's published by Devolver, but it's like there's no way they had like, Ubisoft's QA department where they
Right.
could be like, we put this in front of 900 people and they kept getting lost, even though it's a hallway. So
Right.
that's why I'm wondering. I don't get the vibe that it's like for kids, but the
Right.
way they're hand holding me just makes it seem like they had no faith in the player to be able to move the analog stick in one direction for that long before getting lost somehow. And then, the big thing from the trailer was you come out of the pages because you outside of the storybook, and then it becomes a 3D world. I wish they kind of just did more with that. Like
Totally. Yep.
it does get a bit more. Like I just kind of got a bigger area where I got a jetpack, and that was probably the best part. But that was like 4 hours into it. Other than that, you're kind of, the core mechanic is you come across these like short phrases, and they want you to swap out like one of like the adjective or whatever
Words. Yeah. You move words
or
around.
a specific word to like get past the puzzle. So for example, there's like a small lily pad in this river and you can't cross the river, and there's a sentence that says like, the tiny lily pad floated there, and you can remove only the word tiny, and you want to try and find the word like large. So it says the large lily pad floated there, the lily pad gets bigger, you can now cross. Like, but it's also super easy because you can't just put
Yeah.
like anything there. There's a very limited set of words that you can put there, to the point where it's like you can't really screw it up, because it's like, what are my options here? I can put the word large there, and that's it. Okay, well, I guess I'll put the word large there. And you're going to tell me I should do that in like 3 different ways. Getting back to the pacing problem. It almost feels like they were kind of going after Scribblenauts a bit,
A
in
little
terms of
bit.
like,
Yeah.
here's how you're going to mix up things, but then they were like, but what if there was only one solution and we made it very obvious to Scribblenauts? And it's like, well, then so it's like they didn't quite go deep enough with this mechanic. Yeah, it's kind of weird. I think the presentation is the best part, like the visuals. But other than that, I do think it is boring. Unfortunately, um, it's grabbing me enough that I'm going to finish it. It's like 8 hours long, and it is not difficult. So I probably will finish it. I actually heard like the last stage kind of gets pretty interesting, but everyone
Mm.
who was saying that was also saying, but I don't recommend you playing the whole game to get to that last
Oh
stage. I'm
no.
already like almost there, so like whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, just kind of a bummer, because like it had such a cool like initial trailer, and I was waiting for it for so long from that trailer.
Yeah.
So yeah, just kind of my own expectations ruined it a little bit.
And as Dead said as well, that not only are a lot of the puzzles extremely easy, aka all of them, I guess, but like it's a lot of backtracking as well. So it's not even that like you can get the puzzle done in 2 seconds. You have to like walk slowly across to another page, grab that word, then like sometimes even flip through other pages, and it's just like kind of tedious in the way you have to do it. Like it's really too bad, because there's a really great game somewhere in here where if you just cut like the fat and get the pacing going, it would be pretty good, I think.
Like, it makes me think a bit about like Echoes of Wisdom, because that's another one of like, hey, here's a problem, and here's a bunch of tools for you to try and like get across this chasm, fix this problem. And you can do that in so many different ways. You stack beds, get like the floating tile, blah blah blah. But this would be if like Echoes of Wisdom was like, hey, we need you to get across this gap. Here's one option to how you do it, and we're going to tell you basically what you need to do over and over again. And it's like, well, this is like I can't even get creative here now. So
Yeah.
it's a bit of a bummer.
It's also kind of a bummer too, because I remember seeing back in 2012 there was a game called Mental Drift made by like 2 people called Lo and Behold Games, an indie thing, and it kind of did the like using words mechanics to like get around the level like really well, and that was 12 years ago. So like to see that it's kind of basic here. Like for me, the mechanic is jumping in and out of the story and flipping through the pages. They should have just done more with that. That stuff's really great.
Yeah, and they do a little bit more with that, but nothing really that substantial.
Mm-hmm.
So
It's too bad. I really wanted to like this thing.
me too. Yep. All right, that's all I've been playing. Let's talk about some news from this week. The first one being that Nintendo detailed the new Donkey Kong Country area coming to Universal for their Mario Kingdom, Mushroom Kingdom area.
Oh, is that why I saw a picture of Miyamoto hugging Donkey Kong somewhere?
Yeah, it was from a direct they did like yesterday or the day before. I forget which.
I also want to draw your attention to the Donkey Kong hot dog that was announced. It is, quote, a special type of hot dog.
Okay.
So it's made of gorilla. Gotcha.
I can't confirm or deny. I just wanted to point out that we have the Donkey Kong hot dog now.
Special type of hot dog. Interesting.
It's wearing a bow tie when you eat it.
I don't know. It looks like there's chips on it, like Doritos.
Doritos, yeah.
And then I don't know
So
what
it's
else.
Tubby Dog. It's just a Tubby Dog hot dog.
It is just a
Is
Tubby Dog.
still around?
The actual Tubby Dog shut down and then became like a bougie bar.
Yeah.
They still have some of the food, and they have like one pinball table now or something like that. But like they are not in the same place anymore, and they're more of a bar.
Yeah.
But it's called Tubby Dog?
It's Tubby Dog or something.
Like, yeah, like they fancied up the name a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, maybe one day I'll make it to the Mushroom Kingdom to check out this thing.
Yeah, maybe.
You can play like bongos.
Okay.
There's a part of Miyamoto playing bongos.
Yeah.
Reminded me of when he announced the like the Nintendo Museum, and then he was playing a bit of the giant NES controller.
Yeah.
You know, if you play the bongos correctly, a rhino will pop up, and then everyone gets really excited.
Heck yeah.
Nice.
Um, Phil Spencer's been doing some interviews going around, and one that kind of made some news was this one over from Jason Schreier at Bloomberg. I'll just read like the kind of main points that he pointed out. They are planning a handheld, but it's years away. So this is confirmation an Xbox handheld is coming.
They've talked about that, the
Okay.
idea of it for years. Why are they finally doing it now?
I don't know. Probably the Switch sold a jillion units. To be fair, I bet they've been thinking of doing a handheld since like the Game Boy. Because why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
But I think this is like the first time like officially confirmed, like they have said, yes, we are working on a handheld. That is all the info we have. Years away, who knows? One speculation I've seen that I think I might side with is, let's say it's next generation. They're about to launch whatever the next Xbox is. Do you think instead of the Series S equivalent, it's a handheld?
Oh, maybe. I could see something like that, sure.
Would that be them officially giving up on like the graphics race, or do you think that's just them leaning even harder into the cloud?
Well, I think they do the dual launch again. Like, you know, they have Series X and S, but they do like they're gonna have a Series X equivalent for like the power users, and then instead of an S,
It's
a
like a
handheld.
Switch, basically.
That would be an
Well,
interesting take.
the
That
Switch
would be
does
interesting
both.
to see.
Yeah.
This would be two separate ones.
Hmm.
That would be hard because knowing me, I would want to buy both. Like I would have a use case for both of them, you know? Whereas now you don't really need an X and an S.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting because, like, I think the whole reason why they were going so hard in cloud gaming too was this idea of meeting gamers where they are or whatever. You like you being able to play their games on your phone and tablet was like instead of them making a Switch essentially. But so it's kind of interesting.
Speaking of which, they just today they announced that new marketing campaign. This is an Xbox. Did you see that?
No.
I
Okay,
did, yes.
So I'll just drop this in our chat for you. They pointed out a lot of things that is an Xbox and a lot of things that is not an Xbox.
Okay.
For example, a cat box is not an Xbox.
This
Wow,
is a
Like a
bento
phone
dog.
is an Xbox that makes calls.
The cute cat. This I
They
like.
also have merch though, so you can get a shirt that says "This is not an Xbox." You can also get a shirt that says "This is an Xbox."
I like that this is still an Xbox for one of their products that is very clearly an Xbox that a lot of people bought. It's like, yeah, it's still one. Don't worry.
You gotta
Anyway,
clarify.
that wasn't really news, but just because you were talking about that, it seemed to line up.
That's weird. That's funny.
Who knows if this even happens? They were working on that streaming box for a couple years there and canceled that, so they could cancel this. But
Yeah.
you got to think with like how well the Steam Deck is doing, they got to be like, we need something, right?
So, okay, here's where I posit a theory or a question to you. They come out with it. Is it a Steam Deck equivalent where it's like we have the Xbox app, but you can also like sideload stuff? Or do you think it's more of an Apple thing where it's like, no, you only can use the Xbox app, like Xbox
Or like
OS?
a Nintendo thing.
Yeah.
I think at this stage, with the Steam Deck being out there and what it is, it would be foolish if Xbox did not allow you to like
Make it
have
open.
it totally open.
Which is why they won't do it.
Right. That's like, so I don't know what they do.
I think what they'll actually do is they'll probably do exactly what Steam did, but it's like it's a dedicated Windows box. So like you basically are buying like a mini PC that's also portable.
Oh no, but I hope that there's an Xbox OS though, and not just like it loads up Windows, because that's the worst. That you can't do that.
Yeah, like I would want a Steam Deck equivalent, but instead of it basically loading up Steam's big picture mode, but you know it's like
It's
a
the
Linux
Xbox app.
version of it. It's an Xbox app. It is like super tailored to like a controller and all that, but I can still boot to like a desktop mode if I wanted to do my stuff. And I say that as someone who like rarely even does that stuff on the Steam Deck, but I just think, you know, in 2024 and later and on, you're just going backwards if you are going to release something locked down like the Switch. Like Nintendo is not going to do that
because they're Nintendo. Yeah, I know.
But that's just because they're Nintendo, and like people are going to be okay with that because they're blind when Nintendo does dumb stuff.
Yeah.
But at Microsoft, like they have all the power in the world to like let it be also a Windows machine too.
Sure. Yeah.
What I don't want it to be is a streaming thing like the Portal. Like
Right. Sure. Yeah.
the Portal's cool, but I want to take this on the go. Like I take my Switch on the go, I take my Steam Deck on the go, and I play it offline, and I can't do that with my Portal, and I wish I could take my PlayStation games on the go.
Yeah. Sure.
The other 2 points from that interview: there are no red lines for which Xbox games will come to PlayStation. Um,
Okay.
this is
Yeah.
they're kind of multi-platform approach now. It seems like anything is on the table.
Sure. They've
So
said as
we'll
much
see.
before, and I think legally also they've testified that that would be the case. So it would be weird for them
Yeah.
to say otherwise.
They've never really said like distinct rules. They've kind of said like we're evaluating things. They've been very vague to not put things in like cookie cutter, like it has to be this.
Well, because they don't want to still shoot their sales for the actual console. Because if they say like, yeah, you can get this on PlayStation, why would you buy an Xbox?
Yeah, and I mean
Yeah.
when they first like announced this stuff, when they did it back with like Sea of Thieves and like those 4 games, they were implying it's games that have been out for at least a year, but we have Indiana Jones, which comes out next month on Xbox and PC.
Yep.
Comes out for PlayStation in like February.
Yep.
It's like a 2-month wait. I think, until I see Starfield on the PlayStation, I think there's going to be some red lines.
For exclusivity, I guess he's just saying like, no, it'll probably come out on PlayStation one day, sort of thing. Yes.
Yeah, well, because at the moment it's like, okay, you're willing to put these kind of like smaller games anywhere.
Yeah.
But like, are you willing to do that to like your big things? And I think their biggest one right now
Right.
is Starfield. Like
all their in-house companies. Yeah.
So it's like, and I'll believe all of this when I see you like putting all your money where your mouth is.
Yeah, for
But
sure.
at this point, I'd be surprised if Starfield like didn't come to PlayStation. That seems like they should absolutely do that. They need all the help they can get.
Yep.
It does scream recouping losses at that point.
Yeah.
The last point, which is just kind of a weird one, the business is healthier now, which Schreier puts in quotes, wondering, or in brackets, wondering, does this mean no more big cuts like layoffs? But who even knows? And he, of course, he would just say the business is healthier. He's not going to be like, yeah, we're doing real bad right now, guys. Like that's just and your stock drops a bit. Like there's no way he says that. So
yeah, no, totally.
GOG has started up a new initiative called the Preservation Program, which is meant to maintain games' compatibility with modern and future systems. Over 100 titles are already in the program.
Yeah. This is, I mean, they've been doing this for a while, right? With like old games, putting it in their weird, like finding a DOS box is essentially alternative that they can run it so that people don't have to do weird shit to run old games on their new systems. This, yeah, that makes sense. I know for the Resident Evil ports, they've been doing a pretty piss poor job though, because those ports have been fixed for PCs by the community for like years and they didn't do something properly with them. So hopefully, I would love them to like actually get more on top of this stuff, because when you're selling games that are like from Windows 95 and shit, like there's a lot of work that needs to be done to bring it up so that shit runs and just doesn't crash right away. Resolution stuff, like there's a lot of issues. So hopefully they kind of build out this program properly with a lot of decent money behind it to do it.
I think you're also just going to need developers and publishers behind it as well. Like they have to be like willing to let you do this as opposed to like locking things down.
Yeah.
But good for game preservation for sure. All right, here's a small one. They Steam announced a limited edition white Steam Deck OLED, and it looks so
nice.
Looks so nice.
I hate
but I'm not
white
buying it
consoles.
because I barely use mine.
Sure.
I use mine a lot, but I have the limited edition, like translucent one with like the orange accents. And
Yeah.
I don't think this one looks as good as that one, but I just wanted to say this one does look nice.
I think this is awful looking. I don't like white console stuff, especially handheld stuff. I think this is horrible.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Can't stand it.
I'm just so tired of black. I have so many like black or dark gray consoles.
I like collecting white consoles. I'm with Sean on this. Like my Sega, my Dreamcast, my Saturn, and my Genesis are all white.
That's 2 against 1, Paul. You have to now listen to us and join our side.
No, never.
how
White's
voting works.
garbage. I wish
I
I
think
could
that's how that
change
works.
the PlayStation 5.
You
guess I
have
could.
you have a white
You
Series.
can't.
S.
Mine's pink. Just go get spend like the $80 or whatever. Or get it on
Oof.
sale. Get the
Yeah.
chrome one so you can have a shiny one.
Chrome would be sick. Yeah.
What about PlayStation just sent me for the slim PS5 the pearl color. So it's mostly whitish silver, but in the right light it's kind of purple or pink, it's kind of green.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah, that one's cool. All right, and last quick one. The Game Awards have announced that the nominees will be getting revealed this Monday, which means next podcast we do some predictions.
Oh boy.
I can't believe it's already
Hell
that
yeah,
time
always
of
fun.
year.
What do you
Crazy.
think is going to be the big like scratch in your head? Like, why is this one in here this year?
Is there any big game that's not out yet that will be just barely out as the Game Awards show up?
Indiana
so it can win Game of
Jones.
the Year?
Indiana Jones comes out like
Ooh, Indiana Jones is gonna win some award. I can call it now.
no, I think it doesn't count. I think they always say like if it comes out too late, they use it for next year. It can qualify for next year, but everyone forgets it by that point, so it does not matter.
Gotcha.
Just a reason not to put out your game in December. You're basically shooting yourself in the foot for award time.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, predictions for the prediction cast. What do you think?
Jesus.
Here's a good prediction. What do you think is going to be the 5 games on the Game of the Year nominees?
I mean,
The hell even came out this year?
Final Fantasy Rebirth is 100%
Rebirth
one
has
of
to be
them.
up
Yeah.
there. Do you think Elden Ring's DLC qualifies?
Oh, qualifies? I don't know, but I don't think it'll be there either.
You don't think it'll be up there?
I think it
Okay.
qualifies. I'm trying to remember because there were some strong games this year, but I can't think of a single one.
Dragon Age?
Yeah, Dragon Age will probably be on there.
Okay. Anything from Nintendo?
What did Nintendo even put out this year?
They put out a Mario Party. They put
Yeah,
out...
that wouldn't be on there. Peach wouldn't be on there. Zelda,
You
maybe.
think Echoes of Wisdom gets a shout out?
Maybe that's a big maybe because I remember there were some actual big titles this year. I had to go see what came out this year.
Do you think Astrobot is on their Game of the Year list?
Absolutely.
I don't think so, but
No,
I would
from
love
Paul.
it.
Interesting.
I would love it, but I don't think it's going to get a nod.
I think a Yakuza game came out this year. There's one every year, if not 3. So
Yeah, like a Dragon Infinite Wealth. Yeah,
Okay.
here's what is ranked currently 90 or higher on Metacritic as of this
Do you
year.
think, wait,
Okay.
wait. Do you think Metaphor is on the Game of the Year list?
It's probably on the RPG list. but-
Persona 5 made it. It's at least on the RPG list, but Persona 5 made the Game of the Year list if I remember.
Did it?
Balatro. Do you
Oh.
think Balatro is on the Game of the Year list?
Ooh, that could be the upset one.
Maybe.
I think that's gonna be just best. I think it's gonna be best indie. I think that's gonna win.
I think
best indie.
Wukong's probably on there because that thing was
Ooh,
stupid huge.
And
Yeah.
Game Awards, they do like putting whichever one got a lot of like memes and publicity.
They do like
there.
China,
Yeah.
so you know.
'Cause, like Stray somehow ended up on the Game of the Year
Yeah.
list, right?
Yeah. Here's all the games according to Wikipedia that got 90 or higher on Metacritic this year.
Okay.
Elden Ring: Shadow of the Erd Tree with 95, Astrobot and Metaphor ReFantasia with 94, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth with 92, Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth and UFO 50 with 92.
That's not on the list.
No, I don't think
No,
UFO
no.
is. Astrobot
Animal
might
Well
be.
with
Yeah, it might be.
Animal Well with 91,
That's
Okay,
probably
and
on there.
and the rest are all 90. Balatro, Destiny 2: The Final Shape, Tekken 8, Thank Goodness You're Here, The Last of Us Part 2 Remastered, and Satisfactory.
Thank goodness you're here. That would be so awesome.
That,
That might get
They're
nominated
doing like
for
the
something.
big like Game of the Year montage song.
Oh, not
where they
there.
take like a theme from each one, and then it's like a fucking dude falling down a chimney, and they're in like the sausage world or whatever.
That would be
Ah,
great.
Do you think Helldivers 2 is on the list?
No. I
Oh,
don't.
that was this year, wasn't it? Am I? It's gonna be on best multiplayer.
Yeah.
Or best co-op, whichever one.
Yeah. I think it will get a nod somewhere for sure. Not Game of the Year though.
Okay, Paul. So give me yours. 5 games you think you're guessing the nominees for Game of the Year.
Okay. I mean, I know Rebirth will be one of them. I think that's a lock-in. I think Wukong is probably one because of how good that did. You know what? Yeah, I could. A lot of people talked about Astrobot more than I thought would. I could see that being there. Could maybe I think maybe Veilguard because they love their BioWare thing and it's recent. Last spot. Fuck. You know what? I could see Metaphor maybe getting.
Okay.
Maybe.
John, guess the 5 Game of the Year nominees.
If Elden Ring counts, it'll be on there. If it does
Okay, yeah.
not, Astrobot, 7 Rebirth.
Yeah.
Maybe Metaphor. Metaphor's a possibility. I'm trying to think of what else. Wukong has a chance. I would agree. Upset one would probably Balatro.
I think I would guess Astrobot, Final Fantasy, Dragon Age. I bet they put Echoes of Wisdom on there.
I see Dragon Age has a better chance than Echoes unless they want to be
I
like,
think
this is
so
the
too.
Nintendo option.
I could probably say 10 games that I think have a better chance of being on there. I think they put Echoes of Wisdom on there.
Wow.
I don't think that game's very good. It should be Balatro, but I don't think they would do that. I feel like indie games don't really go up there unless they're about a cat and kind of a bad game. However, Stray is coming out on Switch shortly, so maybe they just put Stray up there again.
Again,
That'd be
does
funny.
have a cat.
That would be funny.
Did I say Veilguard? No, that was
You said Veilguard.
Okay.
Did Outlaws do enough to warrant like talk at all?
It felt like it got ignored right after it came out.
I felt that way too. I didn't hear like anybody say anything about it.
I don't know. Maybe performance. Like, there's some pretty good facial capture in there. I could see that popping up.
Okay.
I always like the performance category because, like, hey, wait, was Senua Saga this year? Hellblade 2 was that this year?
Oh my god, I think it was.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
Oh geez, that game. No one talks about that game. I feel so bad for that game. We waited so long. They spent so much time on it.
I mean, that game was totally okay. It was totally fine. Do you think
Wasn't that a game that didn't
Palworld-
even need a sequel though?
No.
Palworld's getting sued, so they won't be on there just for
Oh,
litigation
sure.
reasons, or just to make sure Nintendo doesn't get mad.
That's a good point.
Okay.
Yeah.
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 Metaphor being on there would be cool. That would be cool. All right. Well, we'll get even more in depth about all this nonsense next week. So get excited for that.
Yeah.
And with that, let's do some questions. Topdownperspective@gmail.com is the email address. At TDP Podcast on Twitter and Blue Sky. The Discord channel or John's P.O. Box are all ways to send questions in.
Which reminds me.
Holy shit.
Something came in the P.O. Box. I left it upstairs. I will be right back. Go ahead with the question. I'll come back.
This is the best. Holy shit.
Also, we
It's
got
a Thanksgiving miracle.
We got episode alternate universe.
We got episode titles.
Yeah. So let me
strap
quickly
in,
dig
folks.
that out.
This is a long episode. We should definitely do those because next week will be really long with the predictions and stuff. So
Yeah.
do you want to load those up and get it ready for when John's here?
I got him.
Let's do a question while he's here. Let's just try and get through some of the stuff.
Okay.
Dead writes, Gabe's bored and is going to give a random animal species the ability to fly. Humans don't count. What's the best and worst choice?
Ted, what the fuck are you on? Okay. Best.
John, I'll read. We're doing that first question. You can just read it while we're trying to figure it out.
Okay.
I'm thinking like if you did something substantial, like worst choice, you could go a couple ways. You could go like this would make it like really dangerous, the world.
Yeah.
But I'm also thinking of like this would fuck up like the ecosystem.
They all would, basically.
Yeah, like because if you just made it so like I don't know, I was about to say fish, but if all fish could fly,
Yeah.
oh fuck.
Sure.
I think that would like ruin. I'd probably kill like all the birds somehow, right?
Or like snakes or something.
I would say
like
the most
tigers?
aggressive animal you can think of, like a hippo, an alligator. That would be like the
Hippo.
worst one to get flying to.
Yeah.
Hippo is the most deadly animal in the world, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And yet everyone loves Moodang.
Moodang's great. Come on.
Yeah, for now. Wait till she gets like big enough. Yeah, I don't know, like you do like a killer whale, you do some kind of like predator that could fly, like we're absolutely fucked.
Yep.
Like,
Very true.
you think it's scary enough when a bear can climb a tree? Like, if they can fly, game over. Like,
Totally.
absolutely game over. What's the best choice though? Like, which one would you want to give wings? I don't know. Like,
That they could
a
fly.
Let's
dog?
give ostriches a chance to fly, or penguins. One of the guys that kind of got ripped off in the bird tree.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, so just ones that like you pick like chicken. It's like, yeah, you can kind of glide, but let's just let you fly now.
Yeah.
I wonder if that would like ruin like our like food
Poultry?
processing thing. Yeah, if they could now fly, because like we rely on chickens so heavily.
I mean, they would just clip the wings of the ones that aren't free range. So
Oh, cool, awesome, yeah.
I think it'd be
Let's
really
give them the
cute
ability
to
to fly and then just clip the wings.
I think it'd be
humanity's
cute to
fucked
have
up, man.
wiener dogs fly around. Would be really cute. Little
That
wiener
would be
dogs.
cute.
Yeah, I was trying to think like a friendly one. Yeah, maybe dogs. Because I was thinking, like you do monkeys. This Planet of the Apes, like it's Wizard of Oz.
Honestly,
that's not a
monkeys are
good
the
call.
worst thing on earth. They're terrible. Don't give them any advantages. It's bad enough.
I would say like rats would suck.
That would
Yep.
be disgusting.
Anything
Well,
that
the
spreads
pigeons
diseases on
exist.
the regular. That's
Pigeons do
also
exist.
bats.
And bats.
I don't look at a pigeon and say ew like I do if I see a rat.
But you should, because they carry the same diseases.
Do they? Pigeons?
Yeah, they're
Oh,
disgusting.
jeez. I mean, I'm also fortunate. All three of us are fortunate. As growing up in Alberta, one of the very few places in the world that doesn't have rats,
True.
which is always such a
And
fun
it's still
fact.
wild to me that that's even the case.
Yeah, they're just like yeah. So I don't know. Just give it to Wales. Let's just fucking go.
Yeah. Blue whale just
See what
flying in the
happens.
sky. Yeah.
Oh no.
All right, John. I want to know what that was sent in.
All right. This is going to require a bit of a reference for those who've not been around before, but old timers are going to remember this. We had a mysterious user for the longest time that would mail in
Okay,
to the
yeah.
P.O. box something related to Undertale for being the game of the year.
Yep.
And at one point, they mailed out an actual trophy, which I still have, for
Yep.
Undertale in the game of the year. And it is like 5 feet tall. Like, it's gigantic.
Yep. I remember.
But they haven't done or said anything in a while. It's been relatively quiet.
Uh-huh.
And then I went to the P.O. box. There was no message attached to this, nothing. It was just a tiny envelope.
It was just a hand, just a human
No,
hand.
no.
that
It's even funnier.
had- what?
Even funnier.
It's a flip book.
No
This
way.
is a flip book of the footage of me holding up the trophy on top-down perspective.
Holy shit.
I don't know if I can get this to work on the camera, but like,
Holy shit!
Oh
I
no.
love the camera
it's
changes.
so good, dude. It's
shit.
so good.
Oh my god.
This is the
Oh my
funniest
God.
thing that's happened in a long time, dude.
Shit.
Like genuinely, like you can see like it's per frame. Like you can see like Sean in his old place, I'm in my old place, Paul's in the old place.
The
You flip- you
resolution
flip-
on these photos.
They're surprisingly good. They're surprisingly
the
good
chat, you're
quality.
seeing the chat scrolling.
I know,
Oh my
dude.
God.
This is so
No
cool.
way.
Oh my god! I'm so fucking excited.
The cover has the game of the year Undertale thing. It has the medals he gave with it as well. The back has us all like laughing about it, and even the spine has the freaking trophy on it.
Holy shit.
Do
That
we
is
know
such
who
a
this
cool
guy
thing you
who
have.
this
I'm so
person is?
jealous.
Can we like send them a gift or something? This is insane.
This is
I don't
awesome.
think they ever came
Cool.
forward. I
Wow,
think
that's-
they're still a mystery.
That's great. Holy.
But like
shit.
they found a company that would literally make flip books, and they just got that made, which is incredible. Like I said, it's hard to do over like the camera, but like
Yeah,
man,
no,
like
it's definitely coming through. This is awesome. Holy
it's
shit.
so cool.
That is such a cool little souvenir you have now. Man, I can't
Yeah.
wait to like next time I visit, I want to see that for sure.
That's
Absolutely
pretty great.
That's awesome. Holy, thank you, mysterious person. That is so cool. Holy shit.
That's one of the coolest things
You,
ever.
you
we
just
got.
like I'm just trying to think like how you would do that. You'd like upload a video clip and then that person like
Yeah, it would,
how
it would
many
have to go
pages
frame
do
by
you think it
frame.
is?
Like
They would just
this,
take it frame by frame.
Looking
Yeah.
at this is like they might have picked the frames out separately because unless I'm moving really fast, like I disappear on one page and the next page I'm back. Like
it
it's
can't be every frame because
No.
you know our
it's
videos
definitely
are
not
probably,
every
like,
frame.
Yeah, because that would be 24 frames a second. It would be way too big. But how many pages do you think there is in there? Like 50, 100? You don't have to count, just like a rough guess. I
There's
think.
got to be at least 50, if not 80, somewhere in
Okay,
that range.
Wow.
If that
Here, count for yourself, chat.
if whoever's sending the stuff in wants to reach out, like I would love to like send you a thank you or something, do something special, because that's
Maybe just reach out to Paul. It's kind of fun not knowing for me.
Oh my god.
I mean, you could.
We gotta like this part needs to be clipped to like a short or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, I
Just
love
saying.
that you can see like you guys like adjusting my picture to make it bigger, and like if you keep flipping it, shrinks back
Yeah.
down and locks back into the overlay.
my
That's so
gosh.
cool.
That's ridiculous.
That was so funny, dude.
Yeah. Reach out to me and I'll see if we can do something for you.
That's very cool. Okay, Paul, you had episode titles.
I do. So these are alternate episode titles because we do our own titles now. Just what they used to be or
But
whatever.
these are good titles.
Right. Exactly. Starting back from May. So we're going to have a few to get through here. May 23rd. You can take my skinny jeans over my dead corpse, you Gen Zers. This is obviously a Sean thing.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's absolutely Sean.
Yep.
But
I still believe that.
about what?
About the skinny jeans I'm wearing right now.
No.
'Cause Gen
What would
Zers,
this?
like,
Why would you have said this?
just because I believe it down to my bones. Like,
Okay, fair enough.
I'm
It's his
always
core
saying.
ideology.
I looked up the context, so no guesses. I'm guessing
I don't know why
I don't even know if I was
saying
even here for this.
you
so
might not have been. Yeah.
I've missed a lot.
A question came up asking when would be the year when everyone would start wearing metallic clothing and when you would join the trend. And that's when you said this or whatever.
I absolutely was not here for that. I would have chimed in on that topic.
May 30th. You'd have to use your hands and bite into it like a dog or something.
Did I say this?
I don't know. I don't remember this at all.
I have no
We're going
idea.
back we're going back half a year now.
Is this something to do with like your like pizza ball thing?
I don't know, maybe maybe. I don't know.
I don't know this one.
Context was hosts were asking if they'd rather not eat cold food ever again or only use chopsticks for eating. They went for the second option despite considering it would be weird for certain foods like ice cream. And for this case was steak, I guess. June 6th. I mean, in the show, he fucks.
Okay, I think I said this about the Halo show.
You're right. That's totally what it is. 100%.
What?
Is that first season? Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Context is... Oh, maybe it isn't. Yes, it is. Okay. A question came up asking what video game character would the host be least/most surprised to find out to be queer. After going through Dante, Marcus Phoenix, Mario, and even Pac-Man, they reached Master Chief, to which I had reservations, apparently considering the nature of the Halo show, and this is what you said. So yes, you're right. June 20th. He comes back to Earth and watches some game trailers.
I have no idea.
Me neither.
No idea.
John came back from MomoCon and talked about the events he had participated in as well as the merch he picked up. Sean questioned what would happen when he eventually completed his collection, to which apparently I said he would blow away like dust in the wind. Meanwhile, Sean took the Claus approach as if John would come back every year on E3 day and said this.
Wow.
Totally forgot
Wow.
about that.
Yep,
Man, that's beautiful.
it is. Yeah. June 27th. I know you keep denying it, but playing these games is making you better. This is me telling you that you're getting better at parrying because you're actually engaging with parry mechanics regularly.
In like Souls likes, yeah. Okay, that sounds right.
And context is Sean continued the Elden Ring DLC, addressed complaints about it being difficult, saying casual players should have to beat very difficult bosses before being able to access it. And this was me, saying basically that we were just saying here. You're getting better because you're playing them. Go figure.
I don't know about that.
July 4th. It's slow, but it's super intelligent. This is a snail that chases you forever, I think.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Someone wrote in that question. Yeah. And if it catches you,
I have missed a lot.
if it catches you, you like die or something. But if it doesn't catch you, you're like rich or something like
Yeah.
that, or you never die.
And then
or
we were
something.
saying it would have to be an intelligent one because you could just put like a cup over it or something, then you're safe forever. But it would.
I think that's part of the question is the snail is super intelligent, but like its downside is that it is slow, so you have to use that against it.
Yeah. The hosts were asked what their plan would be if they were immortal and had two $9 million. Wait, and had two.
Is it 29?
Maybe
2.9.
there's a
2.9.
$2.9 million.
That's a meme from my stream. Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. What our plan would be if we were immortal and had $2.9 million, as well as super intelligent snail chasing them until its touch would kill them. Sean started thinking up strategies like hiring people to contain it or put a collar on it. A collar on it. Reiterating, may find a way to overcome it. On the end, Paul said he would just end it all quickly. Yeah, just get it over with. I can't live my life fucking running from a snail. That's the worst thing. July 11th. That child was me, Sean. This has to be a John. This was a John.
That sounds like something. That's absolutely me
I
saying
remember
that.
what it is. Do you guys remember?
It's Mario Party. Who played Mario Party by themselves or something, right?
No, it's not.
Oh, okay.
John, do you have a guess?
Wait,
I can't think. I
did
don't
you
know.
play
It
Mario
was something about like
Party
the
alone?
e-reader.
Oh,
And it was like John had like an
Oh yeah, I
e-reader
played
and he was-
Mario Party for the e-reader. Like, who would buy
was it
Mario
Mario
Party?
Party
for the
I
e-reader?
think that's it. I think
Okay.
that's
I
it.
said something
I did,
like,
Sean. That
this
was
is-
me.
because I said something like, "This is the saddest scenario. Who would
Yeah.
do this?" And John
Yeah,
was like,
this
"Me.
sounds
This
right.
is- yeah.
Yeah, that sounds right. Context. A question came up asking what Mario Party game would the host choose to beat hard CPU players in, to be chosen at random or die trying. After Sean asked what the worst one was, Sean brought up the e-reader one where you need to scan cards in order to play them. Sean found this incredibly depressing for a child to play. So yeah. July 18th. When I die, I want to ruin fireworks for people.
That is me. That's 100% me. I know this one. I
Yep.
say this all the time.
I don't know what this is.
I've said whenever I die, I want to explode like a Power Rangers villain, or like have fireworks go off to ruin fireworks for
I
people.
remember this.
It's
Yeah.
like your body explode.
Yeah.
When confronted with the question, what song would the host choose to play at their funeral, John immediately came to 433.
Oh right.
Paul proposed one ending, and we hope you choke. Oh yeah, that was Radiohead. That was exit music for a film. I'm guessing they just didn't know when they were writing the name of the song, which led Sean to be concerned about people getting up and dancing, while John singing graduation songs like Good Riddance. In a later tangent, John said this about corpse explode like a Power Rangers villain. Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah.
July 25th. Hashtag Beyblades in the tub. This is a Sean, 100%.
Is it?
It might be me because I think we talked about having beat up tubs or something like that.
Maybe. I never played Beyblades, so I wouldn't make this reference.
I think Sean would have said it, but I think it's in response to something I said.
Okay.
I don't even know what that means, but okay.
Oh, okay. As Sean and Paul were answering questions, this raid message came from John's stream along with visual glitches, curiously enough. Oh, I didn't know that. Although it's unknown what the message meant, he was able to join and talk about Chain Together, Minecraft, and Gradius 4.
All right.
No,
I do remember everyone kept saying Beyblades in the tub, and I didn't know what that
It
was.
has to do with whatever we played that day, but I do not remember what we played that day. If it was on a
Beyblades?
Thursday stream, it was probably a sponsored segment.
Oh.
What date was that?
July 25th.
I'll look it up.
August 1st. I think it would take me around 500 attempts. I have no idea.
No idea. This is too vague. I don't know.
Context. In the Olympics season, the hosts were asked what sport they would try given the opportunity and equipment to do so. At first, apparently, I hesitated due to possible injuries. later suggested pole vaulting, which made Sean speculate as to the number of attempts needed for a normal person to get over the bar at body's height. This was the title.
Okay.
I figured out what the raid message was about. We played
Alright.
Chain together that day, and one of the guys, we would like spin him around like a Beyblade. So that's how
Gotcha.
Beyblades in the tub came from.
Okay.
Gotcha. Makes sense. August 8th. I don't know why this exists.
See, that's another something I would say, but I'm pretty sure I wasn't there that episode.
Don't
I'm
know
gonna
why
guess.
this is.
I don't know. I have no idea. It's too vague again.
I don't know either. Context was, as the show started, John dropped this title as a way to sum up his experience with NES World Championship.
Oh, yeah. Okay, that makes sense. Sorry, I realized, yeah, I would have been there. It was the second Thursday, not the first.
He defined it as a worse version of NES Remix, as he didn't understand the criteria for the games and challenges chosen, nor the lack of proper leaderboards. Sean also struggled to find the target audience for this game, considering the statements. And in the middle of the discussion, I jumped in the call. Oh, that's actually where it ends. So we're not all the way up. Okay, cool. Thank you for writing in.
Thank you. VGC Kenny writes, which Zelda game would you play with a different Zelda game's art style?
I'll play any Zelda game at any point with any art style. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, but which, like, what's your, like, do you have like a dream mashup? Because I think I would play anything with Wind Waker's.
Twilight Princess with CDI Zelda's art style.
Oh my god.
Just the dark one with like the dumbest art style.
The darkest one with the dumbest, lightest cartoony style. Fantastic. Chef's kiss. Perfect. Mwah.
That'd be
I would
pretty
love,
great.
like, any of the 3 ones to be done in like the Minish Cap Oracle art style. Like, I would just like to play that game again, but we made it 2D. See how that goes.
I like the figurine look that they did for Link's Awakening and now Echoes of Wisdom, so I would like them to just redo those old games with that, but like make them run decently. That'd be great.
Sure. Okay.
Phantom Aegis writes, ahoy TDP crew, we're 4 years into the current generation for Sony and Microsoft. Share some highlights so
Feels
far.
like longer.
Yeah. Share some highlights so far that you've had with this generation. Also share several low points and how they could improve on it.
The first game I played on my Xbox Series X was an original Xbox game. I played Crackdown 1.
Nice. Sure. The first game I played on my PS5 was Code Veronica, so I get it.
Yeah, fair. My fondest memory was the fact that I got the PS5 and the Xbox Series X and left them both upstairs and just never played them for months.
Sure.
Ow. Okay. I think for this generation, the big fond memory for me is like I like really kind of hit it as a games journalist, so I started getting access to a lot of stuff, and that was this generation. Which will probably, looking back, that'll be kind of my big memory of these consoles.
That's fair, and that's more personal to you, but yeah, that makes complete sense.
Yep. You know, I'll also look back as this is when the like external disk drives for consoles became a thing with PlayStation. This is the first time we ever had that, and I'm sure that's probably going to continue.
Unless you count the 360's HD-2D drive, but yeah.
Yeah, which I wouldn't.
Yeah.
The PlayStation 5 is too large. Physically, it's too big.
It's very big.
Yep.
It's very big.
I do wish the Xbox had a new UI, just because it changed all the other years, but then they kept the same one to kind of keep things very streamlined, and it's just less exciting.
Suku writes in and says, "Oh no, your username has somehow become a terrible slur. The people in charge have graciously allowed you to change it to something not offensive. What is your new username?" I have a story about this. Yes, believe it or not, I have a story about this.
Okay.
So
Please.
I've played golf with your friends before, like, you know, the Steam game where it's like just goofy ass mini golf.
Yeah, it's great.
It turns out my username is caught by their word filter because I have the letters ROTO in my username, and apparently that is a slur, and I think in Chile. So my username whenever I play golf with your friends is PR***** and John.
Okay, that's pretty funny.
Okay.
Or P star 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 and
Yeah,
John. So
yeah.
I'm Peen John.
Okay, interesting. Okay, so my name, like my full name, is a slur
Your
now.
name is a slur, man. You gotta change
Um,
your ID and everything.
yeah. I mean, my backup one is just doing Booker Sean, so
Mm,
that's probably what I would change it to, which is not very exciting. Um, yeah, I don't know. What do you put?
I probably just either do like a random name generator or something because I don't really care, or my name, some form of my
Yeah.
name.
Okay.
Yeah. I would take the John out of my username and just pick something else. Maybe keep it scientific, like quantum or like
Hmm,
quantum proton or something like that.
sure.
Okay. Okay. Rasterman writes, I was recently discussing in another server about video game characters with a physical disability that have a profound impact on the overall story. Can you think of any examples where this was done right and wrong? For example, in which of these two sides would you put the Quiet Man? The character has to be a
Uh,
part of the cast, not necessarily playable.
I would
I
put
almost
Quiet Man
forget.
on.
Yeah, that's a
So, okay,
hard
so
The
one.
the
game
Quiet
itself is
Man,
not good, so I would say bad, but like it does an interesting thing.
so he was the Quiet Man was deaf and you couldn't hear anything. Although if you played it twice, you get to hear everything.
Yeah, and they put that in like weeks after the game came out.
Um, so I guess think about just the first playthrough, they committed to it. I don't know if it made it good in any way. It was just like
Mm,
you just can't hear anything.
yeah, it doesn't convey the story at all, and then
But I
when they
mean, I
added
guess
in like the hearable version, they changed the ending. So
oh, did they? I don't remember
yeah,
that at all.
if you do the normal ending, like someone dies, and if you do like the you can hear everything ending, like someone lives.
Well, that's a weird commentary on deaf people. Um, yeah, I don't
Yeah.
know. There is also, and I've been meaning to play it, but there was a game that came out a year or two ago that I think it's trying to capture the blind experience where it's like only a game with audio. Forget the name of it now. I know it's on
Yeah.
Xbox at least.
There's another
But I've
one
been
where you kind of like use echolocation to move around essentially. That's similar.
that's Batman Arkham Asylum. It's
Yep.
detective mode. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It does look similar to that, but like you have to send out like a thing to
You have to
see.
keep doing it. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was years ago. That was on the Wii, the game I'm thinking of
Oh, okay. Yeah, I
back
don't know
in.
what you're talking about. Um, I'm trying to think. Spider-Man 2, Miles has I think it's a love interest. She's deaf. I think that's a very good depiction they do there, and they do tons of sign language and stuff.
Yeah,
So that one is definitely like part of the cast. I don't remember if you do play as her. I think one part you do play as her.
I can't think of anything.
I
Yeah, I
want to say
can't
I've
really.
definitely seen characters in wheelchairs, but I'm just like blanking on them right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can't remember any either.
All right.
Jacko304 writes great swords, short/long swords, or katanas, and why?
Short/long swords, because great swords tend to be too heavy and have to be used with two hands, which means they're very unwieldy and you need to have a lot of core strength for them. Katanas, while they're very sleek, I feel like they can kind of be deflected a lot easier. Like I feel like at least the shorter long sword has, double-sided blade, feels fairly balanced, and like you can do standard movements better. Because I feel like a katana needs to work completely with like quick, fast slashes. Great swords basically about the weight, which depends on the person. Well, a short long sword works for anyone.
Are you talking like in real life?
Yeah.
Okay.
Counterpoint. William Wallace holds a fucking claymore, and
Who?
it's the coolest thing.
Who's
You
that?
can't lead.
Clay-
You can't lead armies of men with a short sword.
Look, man, I'll give you a click. Great swords are awesome. They look cool, but man, if you had to use one in real life, you'd be like, I am so miserable right now. At
Yeah,
least with a shorter long sword, you can hold a shield.
you can hold. Yeah, and you can hold it
Katana,
generally.
Katana, you
yeah,
can hold a shield.
you could, but it technically clashes with the actual style you're supposed to use with a katana. Katana tends to be a two-handed sword.
I don't know. My Elden Ring character figured it out, and I beat that game.
Okay, fair. Good for them.
Yep. And in fact, that katana could also shoot lasers out of it. So
That definitely would
Um,
work in the realm of reality. I agree with
I
you.
was gonna go again. I'm going video game logic. Katanas usually mean the character is a faster character,
Yeah.
whereas the great sword it's like a slow one, and I do not
Yeah.
like that. So I'm going katana.
Video games, great swords all the way. Make it long, but
Alright.
make me able to one-shot shit. That's what I want.
Yeah. Real life, short and long sword. Video games, Dante's one of my favorite video game characters, so great sword.
Okay.
Nice.
And last but not least, from Steven, what's a popular game series you just can't get into? Like you tried many times, but nothing clicked.
Huh.
Up until Veilguard, it was Dragon Age.
Crap, what is it?
Origins and Inquisition did not do much for me.
I've said this so many times, I can't think of what. I guess Pikmin, I guess. Pikmin
Yeah.
I bounced off
I
of.
hate
Interesting,
Pikmin,
okay.
so yeah. Good one.
Mario Party.
Yeah.
Fair.
Totally.
Anything Sonic. Did you guys see that article today that confirmed Sonic has always been homeless?
Yeah, I
No.
saw the thumbnail. I didn't read the article.
Should have put that in the news actually, but yeah.
Oh,
that was
that's so funny.
In the chat, someone said COD. I would have put COD there, but I played through all of Blop 6, so that's no longer true.
Silvermoon's got me covered. I've said D&D and Baldur's Gate quite a few times.
Sure.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's it. I don't like CRPGs.
Fair
Sure.
enough.
Yeah. Yeah, Pikmin.
Oh, did you say one? Do you have one?
It's easily Pikmin.
Oh, Pikmin. Okay. All right, that's going to do it for questions. If you want to send in questions for next week, topdownperspective@gmail.com, at TDP Podcast on Twitter or Blue Sky. There's the Discord channel, and as you saw, there is John's P.O. Box. What is your guys' game of the week?
Dragon Quest 3.
Wizardry Variants Daphne.
And mine is Neva.
Nice.
Thanks everyone for listening. We will see you next week.
Bye, everybody.
Oh, it's so good.